Hello, this is the Slaves Master. This is not a weightlifting video. We're going to do one today. This right here is talking about a little bit strength and endurance and Egyptian history. Like I've said in my other video, the exercises that some we do today, a lot of them we don't do today, because they didn't have bars and they didn't have dumbbells and stuff like that. They had other things. They had stone, they had sandbags. Okay, 4,500 years ago, Egyptians were using sandbags. Okay, they were doing, they had different size sandbags and had different weights of sand in them. You understand what I'm saying? Before I go on, I'm doing this for the gentleman who has the Hebro channel, He-Bro Hebro channel. He customizes figures, any kind of figure you want. He mostly does He-Man. He is a great professional customizer. He's kind of like one of the great He-Man figures, which you can think about. He's kind of like, well, Man of Arms. He invents stuff, but Hebro will take what a Man of Arms invented and he customizes it. You see what I'm trying to say? He's a professional customizer. And he can also, he's got a digital printer where he can make swords and other things out of plastic, like a digital printer would do for your figures. We have today, which I'll show in my next video, we got Man of Arms. This is Man of Arms. He is a vintage figure from the 80s. He's the original, and he's the one that invents a lot of stuff. He has a mace here. He's going to knock one of Skeletor's henchmen in the head. But anyway, I took him out of these battle out there in the building. They just kind of battling each other. So Hebro is a fantastic man. He does. He's got a great family. He does wonderful when he customizes figures. You can believe that. Egyptians, what they would do as far as strength and endurance, they would take sandbags, different weights of sandbags, and they would do kind of a strength and endurance competition sometimes. Say for an example, if he wanted to build up strength, he would pick a sandbag, he would squat down, pick up a sandbag, and he would toss it up over his shoulders. You understand? Like you wore a sack of grain today. And what they would do, they have a contest, and also they would train this way, not just in competition. And they had competition to amuse the people, the hierarchies, the pharaohs, whatever. And say if he had a 100-pound sandbag, to build strength in his legs and build his strength to pick it up, he would walk 150 feet, for an example. I'm not going to say meters, I'm going to say feet. But this is America. We don't do, this ain't over someplace else, overseas, where they deal in meters and kilos and stuff. This is America, so I'm going to say in pounds. So he'd take 100 pounds and he would walk 150 feet. You see what I'm saying? Now, if he wanted to gain more endurance than strength, of course, he would build strength too. If he would take a 100-pound, 200-pound, 150-pound, whatever, and he would either loft it over his shoulder, or he would swing it, take the end of the bag, and he would swing it over his shoulder, then have a competition, and they would run 300 feet. Just for an example, okay? Egyptians were like a lot of people overseas, Romans, Greek, a lot of, how can I say it, what's that show, they got the 300 Spartans, they took care of the bodies. It's very important to take care of your body. You got a lot of preachers out here, they're overweight and everything, and don't think they have to take care of themselves. And you got some, not just Christians, but non-Christians who don't try to exercise and take care of themselves. If you don't take care of your body, it's not going to take care of you, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? And they believe that you take care of the soul, but you don't have to take care of the body. The Bible even says this is your temple, you have to take care of your body. In order for the body to take care of you, you have to take care of it. And that's fantastic because you feel wonderful every day. Okay? You have a lot less aches and pains and everything else. Now, the reason I said all this is because the Egyptians, they wanted to take care of their health and fitness. You see what I'm trying to explain to you, just like the Romans and the Greeks and Spartans and so on. In other cultures, China at the time was the same way. Lots of times they would have competitions for the hierarchies and people, and they would do like floor hockey. Okay, they have like the floor hockey. They had wrestling. Believe it or not, they had wrestling even at that time. They had boxing. They had running, distance running. Even the kids learn at an early age to exercise. Okay, not just the hierarchy kids, the people like the Pharaoh, the kids of the Pharaoh, but also the poor people's kids at that time. They would do leapfrog. They would do hopscotch. So they learn at an early age to take care of themselves. In order to take care of your mind, you have to take care of your body also. And that goes for all you Christians out there. If you take care of your body, you take care of your mind, you're not depressed all the time, you're not always confused all the time, like I hear a lot of people today. Get off your rear end. Even if you're not working, you get off your rear end, get outside and do something. Get outside. If you don't want to go to the gym, get you some equipment, or learn how to exercise with or without equipment at your home. That's the reason I do a lot of these exercises at home. It's trying to teach people. And today, if everything goes good, we're going to do a decline dumbbell press. Dumbbell flies. We're not going to do the dumbbell press. Decline. We done the barbell decline the other day. So the Egyptian children learn at an early age to take care of themselves. You Christians out there, if you take care of your body, you can do the Christian thing, or if you're not a Christian, you're a good person, or just anybody, you can get out there and help people that needs to be helped. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't be helping other people. And that's the reason God put us here, was to serve Him, obey Him, and help other people. And tell people about Him and Christ. Okay. Egyptians were also known to play board games. Either they were poor or they were rich. If they died, the board game was put in the grave with them. The rich, the board games were put in the tombs with them. You understand? So, exercise and endurance, taking care of their health, taking care of the mind, was very important, as it should be today. Not a bit of difference. Now, later on, I will be going over other exercises. I do want to let you know that while I got finished talking about the sandbags, when they lopped it over the shoulder, or when they strung it over the shoulder, one of the two, it was called a shoulder walk. That's what it's called, the shoulder walk. They also did the bear hug. Bear hug is where they picked it up like this, and they hugged it. They didn't have the backpacks. So what they done is they hugged it. That was the feat of strength. It'd be 100, 150, 200 pounds. And what they do, they would walk with it, because it was called the bear hug walk. Doing the sandbags with heavy weight. So you gain some strength by trying to hold it there up against you, and at the same time, you had to walk with a certain amount of distance, whatever the competition allowed. They did push-ups. They did sit-ups. So some of the things that they did then, we do today. Okay? It's just that they have bars and they have dumbbells. Later on, I'll talk more about the Egyptian history of strength and endurance. And do everything you can to take care of yourself. Would you? You got one body. And I'm doing these videos to be there to help you people. To help everybody. And matter of fact, some people still do the bear hug walk, or the lopping, or the swinging over the shoulder with the sandbag. Actually, you can take a sandbag or even a dump or even a backpack if you don't have weights, filled up with rocks, sand, whatever, and you can sit there and curl your sandbag or backpack. You can. They also did the squat. Believe it or not, they did squats. They would put the sandbag right here, hold the sandbag, and they would do the squats, whatever how heavy the sandbag was. Let me think. They also did a shoulder press, where they would take one bag and they would do shoulder presses like this right here in front, or they would do it in the back. Okay, believe it or not, they even took the sandbags and they would do these right here, front raises, side raises. There was so much they could do. Curls. They could do it behind the neck with the sandbag or the backpack. So there's so many exercises that we do today, they done then, but they did it a different way. Okay? So that's enough history on that. If everything works out okay, I will be doing a video and an exercise video on the dumbbell decline press. And old man at arms here, he's going to be helping me. Okay? He's not as strong as the rest of them, although he is pretty big. He's got a strong body, but not like He-Man is what I'm trying to say. But also at the same time, he has a body and he has brains. Just like He-Man does. And the reason I brought up that point is, in order to have the body, you got to have the mind. You got to have the brains. You got to have the knowledge. And I've said this in my other videos, and it burns me up. Somebody sit there and calls them a dumbbell. These people are not done. They get the body, even if they are on drugs, which you shouldn't be, get off of them. You do your body a lot better if you get off of them. But either way, it takes knowledge to get where they're at. They're not done people. I'm going to stress this again. I will also let people know when I talk about things on the video, it's not from nothing personal against nobody. It's that I was asked to talk about a certain subject. Okay, it's like I did the other day about Christians being there for people who been in a jail, especially when they didn't do anything wrong, or they was in a hospital, or people need help at their homes, or whatever. Okay, I was asked to do a video on these subjects along with my weightlifting, which I didn't care to. And I can either separate it or I put it together. But I'm putting it together. Okay, so it takes a lot of brains to build a big, strong body. Big forearms. You know what I'm trying to say? It takes exercise to build a good, strong mind. Not just reading. Not just studying. Actually, weightlifting will help you with your studying. If you're in college, if you're high school, it would help you with your studying. It makes you think better. Your mind's clearer. You understand? So, exercise from the time you're 14 and up with weights. If you're 13 and if you're between ages say 9, 10 up to 13, especially 10 up to 13, do calisthenics, pull-ups, sit-ups, push-ups, whatever. Don't do the weights yet till you're 14 years old. And even then start out with the basic stuff. Okay, this exercise I'm going to be showing today is more for the intermediate and professional level, which will be the dumbbell incline bench, okay, or flies, sorry, dumbbell flies, but you had a decline, your head's down here, you're not level. And also I want to advertise for Butcher Tire Service. They get you fantastic tires, beautiful tires, and they are strong. You see what I'm saying? So they do fantastic mechanic work, and they don't charge a fortune like a lot of these places do. They don't charge a fortune, but they do fantastic work. And they are pretty reasonable, no joke. I've been going to them about 7 or 8 years. So check out Butcher Tire Service, and watch Hebro channel. Hebro, kind of like Spectra. Spectra has a channel he talks about where he worked with companies in the past. Companies that like Mattel and some of them, or Hasbro or one of them too. But anyway, he tells a history of them. He talks about figures and He-Man figures. So Hebro has a channel. He just customizes figures, the beautiful figures. I mean, he even took a Sasquatch, a Bigfoot figure, and turned it into a Beast Man. And he did a beautiful job. So he does fantastic work. So check him out, and leave some comments. Don't be afraid. Leave comments. Learn from him. He can tell you the history of the figures, and he can customize them, and he got that digital printer, and he can help you make certain things, I guess, just certain things. All right, this is Sledge Master for a little bit of history on Egyptian weightlifting or strength, endurance, and later on, hopefully I can add more. All right, take care, love you, obey God, do the best you possibly can, and be there for each other, okay? And God bless.